She looked from one side of the river to the other, not searching, comparing. A route map glowed on her phone. 2 directions, neither selected. Her thumb moved toward one, stopped, moved toward the other, stopped again. The screen dimmed. She woke it, looked, then did nothing. Someone sat at the far end of the bench. The river continued past them. Quiet. Certain. The older man looked out over the water. Not at her. Are you trying to choose? A pause. Or trying not to? She glanced over. What? He nodded toward the phone. The screen was still showing the same 2 routes. I'm considering a few things. A few? A couple. He nodded. Those aren't always the same number. A faint smile appeared despite herself. I just don't like rushing decisions. Neither do I. The river moved steadily below. A small pause settled between them. Then he added, but eventually not choosing starts making choices of its own. She looked back at the phone. I just want to keep my options open. The older man considered that. So do restaurants. She looked at him. What? Eventually they have to serve something. A small breath escaped her nose. Not quite a laugh. The older man looked ahead again. As a strategy. A pause. Keeping options open is surprisingly popular. She slid the phone into her hand. I don't see the problem. Most people don't. The wind moved lightly across the promenade. The river carried a few scattered reflections downstream. Then he said, some doors stay open so long. A pause. They stop being entrances. She frowned slightly. What does that mean? For the first time, he turned his head toward her. Not fully. Just enough. You keep calling it an open door. A pause. But you've been living in the doorway. The river seemed louder for a moment. Or perhaps everything else had become quieter. She looked back down at the phone. The 2 routes were still there, waiting. You make it sound simple. The older man shook his head once. No, it wasn't. She looked at him again. Something in his tone had changed. Not wiser, more familiar. I kept a door open for years once. The words landed softly. She waited. For what? A faint breath escaped him. I wasn't entirely sure by the end. She stared at him, then at the river, then back at the screen. The routes hadn't changed. Neither had the uncertainty. Eventually, I realized something. His hands rested quietly on the cane. I wasn't keeping the door open. A pause. I was standing in front of it. The woman lowered the phone slightly. The river kept moving. Unconcerned. Unafraid of direction. What if I choose wrong? The older man smiled. Not because the question was foolish. Because it was familiar. What if you don't? The question lingered. No answer followed it. None seemed necessary. The woman looked once more at the 2 routes. Then she locked the screen. Not because she suddenly knew. Because she didn't. She stood slowly. The phone disappeared into her pocket. I should probably go. The older man nodded. That sounds right. She took a few steps along the promenade. The river stretched ahead. Open. Unfinished. Then she paused. A small instinct. One last look. She turned back. The bench was empty. No movement. No sign of when he left. Only the river moving steadily past. She stood there for a moment, then looked ahead again. I kept waiting for the right choice, as if it was supposed to choose me. Thank you for sharing this quiet moment. If you feel drawn to walk this path of reflection and quiet wisdom, you're welcome to stay. In another quiet story, a simple conversation on a park bench helps someone see a loved one differently.